You are live.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I will start with the land acknowledgement and then introduce our speakers. The City of Barrie acknowledges the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe people, which include the Odawa, the Ojibwe, and the Potawatomi nations, collectively known as the Three Fires Confederacy. We also acknowledge the Wendat Nation of the Huron, who occupied these lands prior to the middle of the 17th century. We are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture and recognize the enduring presence of Indigenous peoples on this land. We are committed to moving forward in the spirit of reconciliation and respect with all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. And now I would like to introduce our speakers today, and we're going to start with Barrie Mayor Jeff Lehman. Mayor?
Thank you so much, Deputy Chief, and what a delight it is to be here today with my friend, the Mayor of Markham, Frank Scarpetti, and the Senior Command at our Fire Services to announce this exciting partnership and officially launch it. I was wearing my Barrie Fire sweatshirt. I was at Pearson Airport the other day, and I was in a lineup, and I was wearing the sweatshirt, and somebody said to me, "Oh, are you a firefighter?" And I said, "No, I'm the Mayor of Barrie," and they were very disappointed. So I think that does speak to the reputation our firefighters have. And I sort of smiled and said, I'm just a politician. But I am so proud of our fire service, and there are so many reasons to be proud. But among them are, of course, our skill in communications and the role that Barrie Fire has been able to play for several years now in dispatching fire services in Central Ontario. And what makes this new partnership so exciting is the opportunity to serve one of Canada's leading cities, the city of Markham. And this partnership, I know, was a lot of work to put together, many months in the making, but it really represents the power of municipal collaboration and the ability of us in working together to better serve our residents. I think the fact that Markham chose us to deliver this service speaks to the quality of our fire service, and it speaks to the unique abilities and the unique technology that we've invested in here in the city of Barrie, but the service that we're able to offer people. And this is communicators in an emergency situation. It is such a unique skill set, and it is so important that at the most difficult moment in their lives, when people reach out through an emergency call, that the person on the other end is able to assist them in so many ways, not just, of course, in the critical information that's needed to dispatch help, but to stay on the line and support them. And the stories that we've heard over the years of dispatchers assisting people while they're on the phone really speaks to the kind of character and personality it takes to do this job. And so it's just a great honor for us to be able to do this for the people of Markham. The partnership will help offset the costs of doing this, and for Barrie residents, that brings benefits, of course, in terms of our taxpayers. But I think what's so important here is the power of shared services. Municipalities over the years have had many different ways of working together, and we're the level of government that is pragmatic, that is about getting things done, about delivering the services that people need every day. Whether it's in an emergency situation or the basics like roads and drinking water. But I will tell you that through collaboration, we are always able to do more than we are able to alone. And this is one of several collaborations we have with Markham. Frank and I have been honored over the years to work together to bring lower electricity costs to our residents through PowerStream and Electra. And what a powerful, pardon the pun, partnership that has been. But this one is truly unique. I think two cities collaborating in this way on fire dispatch is really quite a unique moment in our sector. And I'm very, very proud to be here today to be part of this launch. So congratulations to the teams at Markham Fire and Barrie Fire and Emergency Service for what you've been able to accomplish in getting to this day. And thank you for letting me say a few words today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Our next speaker will be Markham Mayor Frank Scarpetti. Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you very much, Deputy Chief Clark, and good morning to everyone. I want to thank everyone that's here and participating in both commemorating and launching this new partnership with the city of Barrie. And it is great to be here with you, Mayor Lehman. You know, it's amazing how the years go by, but we have been involved in a lot. And to say that the public doesn't always realize it, perhaps when they see a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, but political leadership does make a difference in communities. And I'll just say that, you know, as we collectively work as political representatives, we do what we do for the betterment of our communities. And really, I think Barrie is lucky to have you and certainly your team there as well. And I want to really acknowledge your team, Fire Chief Cory Mainprize, of course, Deputy Chief Clark, a great MC as well for today's event, and really thank your entire team. I think what you tried to do in Barrie in creating that center of excellence for fire dispatch is absolutely outstanding and needs to be recognized. I also want to say as well on our side to acknowledge Andy Taylor, our Chief Administrative Officer from the city of Markham, our fire chief, Adam Grant, again, two leaders in our organization that are truly making the difference for taxpayers. Mayor Lehman, you talked about how it's always good when we have a good financial story for our local taxpayers, but it's about making sure that what needs to get done gets done and gets done in the most efficient way and provides great customer service. And certainly Andy Taylor, our Chief Administrative Officer, and our Fire Chief, Adam Grant, have that at the center of what they do. I also want to take an opportunity to welcome some members of council that are here. Regional Councillor Jim Jones, who's also here. Councillor Karen Ray, who's the chair of our Fire Services Committee. Councillor Issa Lee, who's the vice chair of our Fire Services Committee. And our other councillors, Councillor Usman, McAlpine, and Colucci. Thank them, and of course, thank all of council for their support of this initiative. And I'm very proud to say, you'll be not surprised by this, very proud of our fire and emergency services, and really for everything they do, but particularly as well for being a leader in innovation and forward thinking. And we are constantly looking at ways to modernize our fire services to provide better services, really making sure that we're on top of the emerging needs and our investment in people. Because again, at the end of the day, obviously equipment is an important aspect of what fire services need. But people are as equally important to make sure that they train, they're on top of their game, so to speak, and we do that in the city of Markham. So just to give you a couple of quick examples of what our fire services has done, they recently built a scalable, transportable Class A burn facility to meet the needs of the department and really to provide the best training possible. Now, we've been talking about doing something like this in Markham for the past few years, and it was always that sticker shock of millions of dollars to build a training center. I said, well, is there another way of doing this? Well, thanks to Fire Chief Grant and Deputies Nearing and Kay, they were able to come up with a reusable containers they could configure in all sorts of ways, and the millions came down to $85,000. And for me as the mayor, and I know others, that's a great deal, and the firefighters just love it because they get to have a different experience. We also upgraded technology in our fire trucks with iPads and first-class tech to ensure the accuracy of data, and again, that efficient exchange of information and quicker responses. And really today, our partnership with the city of Barrie is another great example for both of our cities, that commitment to elevate the customer experience and to do it at the same time lowering costs for our property taxpayers. Now, this is very important and a pivotal partnership that we've formed here, one that will benefit both cities and our residents. We're leveraging these strategic partners to keep costs down while providing enhanced customer service. This agreement prepares both our fire services for the transition to the next generation 911, and that's expected to be implemented by 2024, thanks to the motivation of the City of Barrie to become the center of excellence for this, and investing and then obviously forming these partnerships. Now Barrie and the City of Markham are way ahead of schedule by having this system in place and ready to go for the next generation 911. Now, just to give a little bit of a synopsis of what this partnership means for us here in the City of Markham. Barrie and Emergency Fire Services will provide 24/7 emergency call taking and dispatching service for the Markham Fire and Emergency Services. Barrie Dispatch will receive an electronic data transfer. Now, I know in this day and age, you kind of say you take these things for granted, but as we all know, in emergencies, time is of the essence. And so now with the new system that we have in place, that information about address and the situation is all transferred electronically when the original call is accepted at 911, and then that information electronically goes to the Barrie Dispatch Center. So this will certainly get the fire trucks on the road sooner, improve the overall handling and processing of each call, and obviously fewer mistakes, not that many were made, but again, that seamless transfer of the information is going to help. There's also another aspect of this that I didn't really appreciate at the time that I think our residents in Markham should know. There's also a significant improvement in service and an advantage because there will be a simultaneous notification when we get a call for medical calls. In the past, it used to go to the Georgina EMS, and based on a tier response, the dispatch would happen. Now EMS and the Barrie Dispatch Center will get the information for medical calls at the same time. And that'll give us the ability here in Markham through our fire services to respond to those calls much quicker. And this is everything from medical calls and obviously things like accidents where fire service is required. So I am extremely proud of our fire services, the fact that they've teamed up with the Barrie Fire and Emergency Services. And I must say, your service is one of the most respected in the province of Ontario, and I know you're very proud of that. We're also taking bold steps to improve our emergency communication services. And this partnership between Markham and Barrie truly is the right step to take. Again, we would have had to make a significant investment in the new equipment required for next generation 911, an investment that you've already made, and now we can leverage on that investment. So in closing, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone involved, certainly to Fire Chief Cory Mainprize, Deputy Chief Kerry Clark for your hard work and your team in Barrie. Really, you've been absolutely incredible during this transition. As Mayor of Markham, I wanted to let you know we've been anticipating this moment because, as time goes on and you realize there's better options out there when it comes to responding to calls, you want to take advantage of that as soon as you can. And I also want to say a big thank you to Fire Chief Adam Grant and his team. And I know he'll be acknowledging the others that have worked on this process, really for really being proactive to finding a solution that works, that increases public safety and again, fiscal sustainability. I want to take a moment, because technology is a big part of this, to say thank you to the organizations that have been involved in providing us the support to make this all possible. Point-to-point communications, Motorola Symposium, and Bell for their support. I'd also be remiss if I didn't take a moment to say thank you to our dispatch, our alarm room operators that we've had in the city of Markham for years. Some of these employees have been with us for decades. And I just want to say thank you for the incredible work and commitment. Mayor Lehman touched on it, how important it is to have the right people there taking that call and taking quick action to make sure that the trucks get out on the road. Thank you for the incredible service. You're now part of the team in Barrie, and I know you're excited about that. And I also want to say thank you to the Markham Professional Firefighters Association. You know, it's fair to say that a lot gets said about the relationship between management and unions, and we're very proud at the city of Markham, the relationship that we forge with our unions. And I just say this would not have been possible with the association really taking a step back and saying, really, what's good for our community and what's good for our members. And I just say this wouldn't have been possible. At least the smooth transition wouldn't have been possible without your support. I can't stress enough that what we are doing between the city of Barrie and the city of Markham underscores the innovative approach and entrepreneurial spirit that is alive and well in municipalities. In fact, I think we're as good as this as the private sector. And I want to, in particular, say thank you to Andy Taylor, our Chief Administrative Officer, who really entrenches that entrepreneurial spirit at the city of Markham. I often say we're not, we don't have a profit line at the end of the year, but I'll tell you, in terms of how we manage, how we view what we need to do is very businesslike. And I thank Andy Taylor and his team as well. And Mayor Lehman, it's a great day. It's a great day for both of our communities, and more to come as municipalities continue to work together and continue to show that we can be as innovative and collaborative and certainly as fiscally responsible as anyone else can. And I'm very proud of this moment and the great work that has brought us together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Scarpetti, and to both of your worships for your gracious words. I'd now like to introduce Barrie Fire Chief Corey Mainprize.
Good morning, and thank you, Mayor Lehman and Scarpetti, for your kind words and support. Successful partnerships like this require the leadership and support from all levels of our organizations, including our heads of council. On behalf of Barrie Fire and Emergency Services, thank you for taking the time at your very busy schedules to be with us today and recognize the new partnership between the City of Barrie and the City of Markham. Barrie Fire and Emergency Services is very proud to have been selected by the City of Markham to be the provider of their emergency fire communication services. Entering into a partnership with a world-class organization like the City of Markham is an exciting opportunity for Barrie Fire. Markham is well known for their professional and progressive approach to serving their community, and being selected as their communications provider recognizes the tremendous service levels we're able to provide here at Barrie Fire. This partnership is an excellent example of what municipalities can accomplish when they work together and prioritize improving the service they provide to their residents. This successful initiative would not have been possible without the tremendous collaboration and teamwork of multiple internal and external stakeholders. Emergency communications is a very complex business. It required a team of highly skilled people that completed an incredible amount of work to transfer the 911 phone lines from Markham to Barrie, integrate our computer-aided dispatch systems and our radio systems. Dozens of people across 9 different organizations worked together to complete this initiative. Too many people contributed to the success of this project to recognize all of them, but I'd like to recognize some of the special contribution of the team members today. First, I'd like to recognize our executive management teams from both organizations who supported this initiative that we first discussed with them over 19 months ago. This project would not have been successful without their support. I'd also like to thank Chief Nearing and Grant for their leadership and assistance with this project. They've both been true partners and teammates during this project, and your city and department are very lucky to have you leading their organizations. On behalf of BFES, I'd like to thank our internal City of Barrie team members who worked so hard to complete this project. Our IT and GIS staff were instrumental in completing the many hours of background work to connect our systems, and our HR and legal teams provided critical support and advice to ensure both our organizations were ready when we started to provide this service to the City of Markham. And certainly on a personal level, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our communications teams at BFES. It's the leadership of Deputy Chief Kerry Clark and recently retired Deputy Chief Sue Dawson, our communications officers and operators who have made our communications center a true center of excellence, and we could not be prouder of the service they provide here in the city of Barrie, and now to our new partner, the City of Markham. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief. Our next speaker will be Markham Fire Chief Adam Grant. Chief.
Thanks so much, Kerry, and Mayor Lehman, Mayor Scarpetti, Chief Mainprize. Thank you all for your kind words. I have the curse of going last. Of course, everything has been covered, but this has been a 19-month journey, and I want to talk just briefly about Markham Fire's journey. With 19 months ago, we approached the Fire Chief Mainprize with this idea, and with NG 911 looming, as Mayor Scarpetti said, we had some decisions to make. Do we decide our fate, or do we let the industry decide our fate? And that would have been the easy thing to do, is just sit back and allow the transition of NG 911 to happen and invest in it. But the entrepreneurial spirit that we have here, which is something that is encouraged by our CAO, Andy Taylor. And when I brought him the idea and said, we're looking at going out with a partnership with Barrie and creating a partnership on our dispatch to avoid the NG 911 impacts, provide better service and reduce costs for the residents of Markham. And he was all in from day one. And this wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the support of our CAO, Andy Taylor. He was side by side with me and my team from the beginning on this journey. City of Markham, they challenge you, as the mayor said, to take bold steps, to innovate, to modernize. And that's what we've done here today with this partnership. And we're so thrilled to be with a leader, Barrie Fire. We've talked about it many times. Every panelist have talked about it today. Barrie Fire truly is a leader in fire dispatch. And to leverage the leadership role that they've taken is only a benefit to both municipalities. And also shows leadership, I think, as well, to other municipalities, that what others believe is not possible is possible, and we got it done, and we got it done in timely fashion. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention we got it done during a global pandemic. If that also too doesn't show the vigor and the commitment of both organizations to modernize and improve and be better, to get it done during a global pandemic, I don't know what else would summarize that. But thank you to our partners. It's been said many times, point-to-point communications, Motorola, YRP was also a partner in this, in assisting in the transition. Deputy Chief Nearing has been an absolute champ on our side, with Eric Ng, our IT department, our legal team with Mike Toshkovsky, and many individuals in the organization that help support this. As I said, a 19-month journey from start to finish, which truly incredible. And the transition for the City of Markham has truly resulted in the modernization of our fire communications through leveraging Barrie Fire, modernizing our standard incident reporting systems through ICO, modernizing our CAD software through Symposium, drawing fiber lines from the PSAP to Barrie, using iPads as MDTs on our trucks, which allow our trucks to have a mobile workspace now out in the field where they were dependent to get back into the station to do their work. So again, on behalf of Markham Fire, I want to thank you, Chief Mainprize and Deputy Chief Clark, for your incredible partnership. Mayor Lehman, thank you as well for your kind words. And Mayor Scarpetti, to you and member of council, you unanimously supported this concept, and I so much appreciate your trust in me and my team to pursue this this challenging venture, and we got it done. And it's a great day for the City of Markham and a great day for the City of Barrie. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chief Nearing, and thank you to everyone who spoke this morning. We really appreciate, on behalf of the communicators at Barrie Fire, thank you very much for your kind and generous words, and we will work hard 24/7 to make sure that everyone that we service has the same experience. Before we leave, there's two more things that we'd like to do today. So one, we've created a quick video that Carl will share his screen, and you can see a quick video of our dispatch center. And then we invite questions from the media. Our friend Maxine Roy from the City of Markham will facilitate those questions after the video. Carl, can you share your screen? Quick video that Carl will share his screen, and you can see a quick video of our dispatch center. And then we invite questions from the media. Our friend Maxine Roy from the City of Markham will facilitate those questions after the video. Carl, can you share your screen? Quick video that Carl will share his screen, and you can see a quick video of our dispatch center. And then we invite questions from the media. Our friend Maxine Roy from the City of Markham will facilitate those questions after the video. Carl, can you share your screen? Quick video that Carl will share his screen, and you can see a quick video of our dispatch center. And then we invite questions from the media. Our friend Maxine Roy from the City of Markham will facilitate those questions after the video. Carl, can you share your screen? Quick video that Carl will share his screen, and you can see a quick video of our dispatch center. And then we invite questions from the media. Our friend Maxine Roy from the City of Markham will facilitate those questions after the video. Carl, can you share your screen? Quick video that Carl will share his screen, and you can see a quick video of our dispatch center. And then we invite questions from the media. Thank you very much, Carl. I'd now like to transfer the virtual microphone over to Maxine Roy, who will be handling the questions from the media.
Thank you very much, Deputy Fire Chief Clark. We'd like to now open the floor to some questions from the media. If you have a question, please use the raise hand button on your Zoom. It's on the bottom corner of your screen. We'll call on you when it's your turn, and you can unmute yourself. Please state your full name and the publication you're associated with. State who the question is for, and then please proceed to ask your question. We'll be taking one question with one follow-up. And if at any point you experience trouble with your microphone, please type your question in the chat so that we may read it for you. So as a reminder, if you have a question, please use your raise hand function now. Okay, the first question I see is from Caitlin Wilson. Carl, if you can please unmute Caitlin, thank you.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. I had a little trouble watching the video there. I'm not sure with the audio. I'm wondering if you can walk me through exactly what happens if you're in Markham, you have a fire, you call 911. How does this work?
I can answer that if you'd like, Caitlin.
Sure.
So if you're in Markham right now and you experience an emergency, you dial 911 and the calls automatically will be transferred through to Barrie Fire. We answer it, fire department, where's your emergency? And we send the crews out within 60 seconds of you calling.
And we heard, am I still unmuted? Yeah.
No,
okay.
You're good.
We heard about the savings to taxpayers. How much is this expected to save taxpayers?
I'm going to ask Chief Grant just to pipe in. The savings is actually, Caitlin, at two levels. We would have had to make a significant investment in equipment to get ready for the enhanced network 911. And so that capital cost has been avoided. And then because of the ongoing operational commitment of our standalone system in the city of Markham, again, that would have added cost to our operations, where this is actually saving us money. And again, I think it speaks to the amazing partnership. And I'll hand it over to Chief Grant. I remember the figure, but I always like to get it right down to the last dollar. So go ahead, Chief.
Yeah. So over the 10 years, Caitlin, it'll save us anywhere between 10 to 13 million, depending on where NG 911 ends up netting out. And that also too, there is a cost as well for us to contract the service from Barrie, but that will be the savings to the citizens of Markham. And we're quite proud of that as well, because as the mayor said, not only are we saving, we're increasing our levels of service, and we're leveraging a partnership with an industry expert. Well, thank you for the question.
Thank you very much. The next question comes from Heidi from yorkregion.com. Heidi, please go ahead.
Sorry, can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the call. You did speak to a little bit of increasing the responsiveness. Can you speak more specifically how that will be achieved in Markham? And I was also wondering if the transition has already taken place. Is Barrie already dispatching for Markham, or is that to come?
Corey, would you like to take that one? Sure.
Yes, so thank you for the question. So the transition actually took place a week ago today. Today's the 1 week anniversary of the transition to Markham. There was significant testing procedures that took place for several weeks before that. I think the checklists on Deputy Clerk's desk were literally in the hundreds to validate all of the system requirements and to ensure redundancy was in place. Under the previous system, when a 911 call specifically for a medical or for a car accident was received at the CAC center, the Central Ambulance Communication Center, that information would have to be received manually. It was entered into the computer system at the Ambulance Communication Center. And then once they completed the dispatching of EMS services, they would then manually call the required fire service, relay the information. The fire services would then have to manually process that information, enter it in their system, and then dispatch their corresponding services. Now that all happens simultaneously. So our system here at Barrie Fire is linked electronically to the Central Ambulance Communication Center. So as they receive their call information and they enter it in their system, we can see it in ours. So simultaneously, we are receiving the exact same information that they are receiving at the Ambulance Communication Center. And we dispatch our apparatus at exactly the same time as EMS service providers. And now Markham will be doing the same thing. So we'll receive that information for Markham directly from the communication center. And as we enter it into our system, Markham Fire Services will be notified and able to respond. And here in Barrie, when we implemented that system for the simultaneous dispatch, it was about a 2 to 2.5 minute difference in our EMS response times.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Heidi. Just a reminder to other media, if there's any other questions, please use the raise hand function in your Zoom now. I'm just going through the names. And I believe that is it. So that concludes the media Q&A portion of this event. Thank you very much. Just a note to media, following this conference, we'll be taking some screenshot photos to share with you later via email. A friendly reminder to Mayor Lehman, Mayor Scarpetti, Chief Mainprize, and Chief Grant to please stay on the Zoom for the photo session. So thank